Hey guys, welcome to Tribe Talk with the Tribe. I have the wonderful people here today. I have these wonderful people here today. Some people you haven't seen, some people you have. You know. So we're all gonna go around the room and introduce ourselves. If you want to start.
Sure. My name is Brandon.
Oh, my name is Bridget.
I'm Courtney.
I'm Stephanie, of course.
My name is Maris.
My name is Marcia.
And my name is Eddie.
So today we're gonna be talking.
And we are the Tribe.
Yeah?
Oh,
Atmosphere. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about culture shock. And culture shock is described as a sense of confusion or uncertainty, sometimes with feelings of anxiety that may affect people exposed to an alien culture or environment without adequate preparation. I mean, I feel like that's every day of my life, though. I don't think like I'm ever prepared for anything that's gonna happen. Yeah, so you guys want to go around the room, tell our audience, about if you've ever had a culture shock. What was it like meeting, people from different countries? What was it like when you first came here? Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
All right, let's go.
How's your food?
It looks really good.
It's
Good.
shocking.
We are all hungry though.
That's why I made enough for like maybe 2-3 people.
Okay, that's fine.
Anyway, go ahead. Go
Okay, so like how in Africa, like the teachers have the right to cane you.
Say spank so they understand you.
Or spank.
Spank.
Spank, cane, beat, like anything you want to call it.
It's all the same thing.
Yes. So, like how back in Africa you had respect for teachers and you just did what the teachers say. And if the teacher beat you at school,
Yes.
you would just go home and be like, oh, that teacher beat me.
Then they'll cane you.
Then they'll play, why did the teacher do that? You are misprepared. Something happened at school, it stays at school.
Leave it
School
there.
was Vegas. Anyway. I come to America, and the teacher is teaching, kids will not keep quiet, and I'm just like, I'm waiting for that moment. The teacher is going to it never happens. Then I just say something, and this child said, shut up.
To the teacher?
Yes.
Yep, that sounds right.
Bruh. I wait for the cane. I was like, hey, this is America, eh? Everything you see in the movies is true.
Uh-huh.
Teachers cannot cane children. I was like, I've arrived. Brother, yeah, you to get caned for everything. We do tests. You don't get pass mark. They set a pass mark. If you don't get that pass mark, if they said everybody has to get 80 out of 100 correct, you don't get 80. However many you got right, they will subtract from 100, and that is how many canes you get.
Wow.
I was so bad at math, bruh.
You guys never had this?
You know. See? Culture shock. Right there. Me, I was shocked because they didn't have these kind of systems in place. And I used to be so bad at math back home. When I came here, I was like, I used to get 24 out of 100. And they would cane me.
Wow.
What do you mean that was bad?
That's too bad.
That was, yes.
That's not even a
Even a half.
Look at me now.
I know, but still.
You're bad at math, you're throwing out numbers on you.
Yeah, like right now I can calculate your whole life. Exactly.
She can calculate your whole life.
How many kids will I have?
Maybe like 3.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, you see, I knew it. I can calculate your whole life. So anyway, there was nothing like this in place. But what really shocked me the most is the fact that students can talk to the teacher any way they want, and there are no consequences. Even when they fail a test, they are given like second chances, fourth chances, 8, 10 chances. Tutor here, tutor there. I don't know what tutoring was. Yeah. They expected teachers to have more power over the children when they're at school, teach them and tell them what to do, and the students would follow. But here it was the other way. you know. Yeah.
So students run those classrooms.
Yeah, that's a good
Horrible.
one. I think for me, my biggest culture shock about America was the food. Like by far the food. Like I remember like the first time I went to a party on campus, I saw people like walking around and they were like eating. To me, I thought it was cucumbers, and so like they were just like walking
Wait, it was
around
what?
eating
Cucumbers.
cucumbers. And yeah, I thought like people in America just ate cucumbers, and then so I remember I got home and then I asked, I was like,
I'm lost.
why do people just eat cucumbers? And they're like, oh no, this is pickles.
Those are big pickles.
Because it's so cute. Because back home, like what people call here like mini pickles, like the ones that are like that small, like that's like the regular pickle back home.
That's a regular
So
size.
when I saw something that was like yay tall, like this, I was like no, like I was so shocked. And then I will never forget. Like then I went to the store. And I realized like Americans just put whatever in cans, like whatever. And when I saw canned chicken, my heart!
I've seen like canned chicken soup.
No,
Canned
no,
chicken.
it's different.
Canned
Like
chicken.
sometimes it's like canned whole chicken.
I've seen that, but it's nasty.
It's
You
nasty.
put it in the thing.
It is so nasty.
Okay, keep going.
And then now you know they can do canned Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
that one.
Like I don't understand the concept.
So all the sides and everything.
No,
everything in the
in
can.
one can.
How big is
probably
that?
they layer it.
It's probably one of those.
Those like you know the
What
British
kind of
pans.
chicken? But you know these American
That's
chickens.
a
What kind of chickens can fit in that can?
That's a different type of.
That's a.
Oh, okay.
This
But
you don't know
anyway,
I'm curious. I've never seen canned chicken.
Go to HEB
Yeah.
and look for it.
no, but for me that was my biggest culture shock. And then also the portion sizes, like I feel like are so huge. So me again, American weight. So
American way.
yeah. So
Yeah, that's
that
'cause
was
everything
biggest
else has
culture shock
steroids.
was the food. You're gonna say something? The pickles.
Oh, the pickles. Have you ever gone to like the gas station and seen like the hot pickles?
Oh yeah.
I love pickles, but those hot pickles. No, I like the regular like jar pickles.
Yeah.
I'll take that. But seeing those, I think the first time I saw those, I was probably in high school, and I saw somebody walking around with a bag and it had a pickle, and I'm like, what is that? And then Kool-Aid pickles.
They have Kool-Aid
pickles?
Yeah,
Oh,
people make them homemade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid pickles?
Kool-Aid pickles. They'll take their pickles, put it in Kool-Aid, and let it soak.
Oh dear Lord, that must be okay.
That's a lot. Do you
Yeah.
drink the juice or do you
I don't know. I've never had it. I've
Pickle
seen
juice.
it.
then eat
I
the
drink
pickle?
pickle juice, but not that Kool-Aid pickle juice. I don't know. I don't understand. But yeah, they're called Kool-Aid pickles.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a lot.
another thing, sorry. Another thing that shocked me, this is not in the food section, but pregnant girls in high school.
No,
yeah.
don't start.
Bridget.
Don't start.
That was another shock for me, but anyway, that is another topic for another day.
Another day. Yes.
I was traumatized when I came to America. I'm still living that fear. Okay.
I think for me, Bridget, you've been very traumatized. I think for me,
She's traumatizing me now.
That's the attraction.
so a lot of things shocked me, and there's also food and all that, but I was shocked by the greetings. So, okay, in Congo, you know, like, people are very sober. You walk in the street, you're walking in the street, you don't even look at people. If you look at them, you're giving them an eye and you keep going. But here, like, people walk and they smile, and you think they're being friendly, but they go like, and they keep walking. And so I was like, are they smiling at me? Are they not smiling at me? Am I supposed to smile back? Like, that was so weird, because back home, you smile to someone that you know. You don't just like all of a sudden you see
That's
a random
strange.
person, you smile to them, and then you keep going. So I don't know, was a smile an invitation? Was it
Invitation.
it's true.
Come
You
talk
don't
to
know. Like, what am I supposed to do? And then hello, how are you?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey. Me, I come from a place that if you ask me a question, you're asking me a question. So people will now come and say, hello, how are you? And keep going. But you have not heard my answer. I was so confused. Like, hello, how are you? Bam. Or like sometimes say, hello, how are you? So I start saying, oh wow, today I'm okay. I'm like this. And they stare at me like, this girl is crazy. I'm not crazy. You ask me how I am. So that's my answer. So that was like, just like navigating the cultural greetings, you know, and what that means, and knowing now I know if someone say hello, how are you, I say hello, how are you, and I keep going.
Yeah. Just say, hey,
That's
buddy.
it. That's
Hey,
it.
and walk away. That's it.
Man, English, on that topic, English has been a really big one, especially for me at least. When I first came here, man, English was, I wasn't really bad at English, but for some reason when I came here, I was in ESL. They put me in ESL because they said, you know what, Brandon, your English is not good enough. So I was like, okay, you know what, maybe, you know, there's some English that, you know, this is America. The America you see on TV, people are like, English and it's all in a pot and they're mixing all together. I'm like, okay, you know, maybe let me go with it. Bro, I walked in class, these people didn't even speak English. and then I go to ESL class. Now those ones literally did not speak English. These were people who were, their first language was either Spanish or French or Arabic, or that is the only language they spoke. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, what's going on? Why am I in ESL? The English class that I'm supposed to be in, I don't know what kind of English they're speaking, but I couldn't understand anything. In ESL, I really don't understand anything, because the teacher was an Arabic teacher who spoke French.
What?
What, here?
Yes, this was in New Jersey,
New Jersey?
17.
Oh, God.
Was it 17 or 18?
17.
Oh,
I still remember it to this day.
That
That teacher looked at me and she was like, what are you doing here? You can't be in ESL, we have to get you out of here. And then I go to class, and I still remember that teacher, God bless her soul. She was a nice teacher. And she looked, she's like, why are you back in my class? I thought I thought you were not taught English back home. And I'm like, what do you mean you thought I didn't speak English back home? I've been speaking to English this whole time.
So stupid.
No, like, I think it was one of those moments where,
stereotype.
yes, there's that image of Africans that's in their heads, and it's not until they actually see it. And I think it was more of a culture shock for them than it was for me. Because me, I was, mind you, this is the first time I'm walking in and I'm seeing there's all these people, there's all this, I didn't know who Hispanics were. I'm seeing a whole bunch of black people, I'm seeing a whole bunch of white people, I'm seeing a whole bunch of Hispanics. And you know, this is in like 7th, 8th grade. So there's like little cliques here and there. And then I go and sit with the black people. And they start talking. I'm like, okay, I need to adjust.
Listen, in Jersey, man.
For the first like 2 weeks of school, I struggled.
They did the same thing to me, you know.
I think
Like
that's
they
why I
put
got
me in
held back.
ESL classes and I'm sitting there, I'm like, these people don't speak English, they're learning how to say my name is. Like, no, I'm serious. I went to the principal and I'm like, why am I in these classes? I challenged them. So they got the people from the district to give me a test and take me out of the class.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did he help you?
Yeah, I was in epic classes,
He
bro.
didn't help me.
He didn't, oh, they didn't.
We passed, because when he came here, we had to go to, because we came to Texas. And then to go to high school, they're like, yeah, we gotta do this placement test to see how your English or your math and your history is. So I took it. And we passed it. Me, Brandon, my little brother, we passed it. But then they kept saying, you gotta go back 2 classes to join our school. So I'm like, I just passed your test with flying colors, so why am I going back 2 classes? I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me try something else. So my uncle told me, hey, tell Eddie to come to New Jersey and see what's gonna happen in Jersey. So I went to Jersey, did the same test, passed it. They say, okay, you gotta go back
They did the
1
same thing
class.
to you.
Yes.
So now I say, you know, let me just stay in Jersey with 1 class behind
As
instead
opposed
of
to 2
2.
classes. Yeah, that's better.
We passed all the tests.
It is
Easy stuff.
I mean, it's very sad that they have to do that to people. Because even when you're in the classes, like when I was here, the things that they were teaching, I had learned in primary school.
Yeah.
And here I was in high school, and that's when the kids are learning this stuff. But then they expect you to go back to classes where people were saying, my name is A, B, C, D, E. Like, bruh.
Yeah, I had this too, but I didn't go to high school here, of course. But when I got to college and I was in my math classes in college, I was like, what people learn in college, like college math here, is like the equivalent of like what people learn in like high school, like not even high school,
Even
middle
before
school,
high school.
like right before high school
Yeah.
in back home, like math. I think like I don't know, but I can't attest for like other like subjects, but math like specifically, like there's such a like difference in like what you learn like by the time you graduate high school back home with like what you learn like here in college level like math courses.
Like I remember my first math course here was trigonometry. but
Let me walk away.
it's just strict. But back home we do trigonometry in like we call it troisième. So that's the class before you start high school.
Yeah.
So I had done trigonometry years ago. So I was like, why are we redoing this? But that's how when they start here. Even the whole what is that weird class? Oh, calculus.
Yeah.
We had to do calculus in it was
Yeah, we did have
we
calculus in
suffered
high
through
school.
calculus
Yeah.
in high school. So when I came back here and I had to do calculus again, I was like, well, I suffered through it once. That one I won't suffer as much. I will still suffer, but not the same as taking it the first time.
Yeah.
But the school system is completely different, and I think they may not have looked at exactly what the other places are learning. They
What
just
other
assume
countries.
that
Yeah.
exactly. They just assume that okay, you're not learning the same thing.
You're
so
not
we'll
as
just
far
put
as
you-
hard, you're not as far as ahead as we are. So
Exactly.
I'll just put you one by
It's
No, American
a lot
schools
of
think
it
they're
has to be. A lot of it has to do with age. They look at age
Oh,
more
that's
than
true, 'cause
anything.
people-
It's
yeah.
not about.
Oh, yeah,
that-
'cause if
and
you're-
which it almost makes no sense because then why are you making us take this test?
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're a certain age and you come here and you take this test,
There's that rule that
They
they,
will-
haven't said. Like, if you're a certain age,
You cannot go
before,
to-
I think it's like August 15th or August 26th,
Mhm.
if you're a certain age, you either have to be held back or you can go ahead. Like, for me, I was held back because I was younger. So I was supposed to go a grade ahead, but I ended up getting held back because of my age.
age is one thing, and then the second part to that is if you look at the school system in Africa, just like the school cycle is different.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of them
Yeah.
don't know how to handle when if you came here, we came here in February or March. At that time, back in Africa, that's when people are either getting ready to go back or just starting to go back to school. But when you come here, that is the middle of the school year.
Oh, yeah.
So they
Oh,
have
yeah.
to figure all these things out, and I think they just don't know. So the
Yeah.
first thing they say is, well, take them back. I'm pretty sure anyone who has come, not pretty sure, let me not say that, but most people who have spoken to, who have come here, have been moved back one class, and it's not that they have failed something or they did not. It's always you always get moved back one class. Now 2 classes, that one I've not had before.
that was a lot.
Yeah,
That was too much.
No, for us
That
we
was
had
my
to
culture
challenge
shock.
because we brought our, you know how they give you school reports? Like we brought
Yeah.
all our
Okay,
high
I know.
school
What school
Everything
reports?
is A's.
As, and then you get here and they wanna put you in ESL classes. I was like, no way, Jose. It's not happening. So yeah, we just had to challenge it.
Courtney, do you have a culture shock?
Yeah, it would be when I was in high school. I had this group project, and it was this one kid. His name was Ethan, and Ethan was filthy rich.
Ethan, if you're watching,
Ethan, where are you?
I mean, hey, shout out to Ethan. He was filthy rich, so it was just different. We needed to record these videos, so we were reading different plays by Shakespeare. And the one that we had was a Midsummer Night's Dream. Yeah, that was the one that we had. So we were recording the video, and they were like, hey, let's just take turns meeting at each other's house. So Ethan was like, you guys can come to my house. So we all went to Ethan's house. And Ethan had a huge mansion, and then he had a guest house. And he had maids. And, like, they had all the cars. I was like, what? He had a pool in the backyard, everything. So when we got back to school, everyone was talking about Ethan's house. And I was like, yo, Ethan had a pool. And they were like, you don't have a pool? Wait, all y'all have a pool? Yeah, you don't have a pool. I was like, oh, I didn't know all y'all
I
had
don't know, this was a normal thing for people to have.
just walking around with pools in the backyard, not built in. You don't have a pool, boy? No, but that was
The upground.
ours was the plastic ones.
Yeah, we had that one in our backyard, the large
Last
one.
week. It wasn't that a goal.
We used to
Ours
swim in the
was
lake.
Yeah, so that was a huge cultural shock for me. So I was like, wow, this is how the other side lives. It was nice.
But we'll be on the other side.
This
you
is
know,
what the grass
eventually.
looks like on the other
You say
side.
what?
We will be on the other side.
Yes,
So
definitely,
that's-
definitely.
That's where we're
You have a
going.
pool? Oh yes.
I have 2 of them.
I have a pool and a lake and a pond.
Yeah.
Hey, those people. No, you know what?
One for the morning when I wake up. one for the evening when I come back from work.
The ones who get pools by the beach.
Ooh. No, but that's nice though.
No, I don't. You have a whole ocean.
It's different.
No, it's different.
Yeah, it's different. My best friend from high
If
school
it's
had
a
a house
hot
on the
tub,
beach.
if it's a hot tub, I understand. Hot tub, I understand. Absolutely, whatever. But a pool and the beach.
Now, let me
Pool
tell
is
you.
soft water. The ocean is like
Hard water.
It's
like you
not the
swim and you
same.
come out and then there's like your body has stuff.
But
Yeah,
the
it's
pools they
different.
put chlorine and some of them are salt water pools. So how is that any different?
Okay, me I will have a chlorine and the actual ocean, and I can transition from one.
One for the morning.
Yeah, no, but my best friend had a house back home, had a house on the beach, and then she had like a pool in her backyard. But like back home, like we have surfing waters, so like the portion of the beach that she was on, like it was just too dangerous to even swim. So it's like you go there, you surf at your own risk and stuff like that. So I can see it makes sense a little bit, but I do see that it's bougie. But
It's not okay.
It's okay, me I'm a little bougie,
Eddie?
I guess.
Do you have a culture shock, or what was your culture shock moment
Me?
coming to America?
Coming to America. Actually,
I love that movie. You know they're making a part two. Oh, okay, go ahead, Eddie. Sorry.
Anyway, so I'm from Kenya, guys. For those who don't know.
you are?
I'm from the country of Africa. Anyway. So now in Kenya, the movies portray white men as,
Mm-hmm.
And, in my head, I figured America would be so clean. There's no trash. There's no homeless people. I was like, man, I'm going to heaven. I'm going to heaven. Even when I was flying from Kenya, I was like, man, look at this. Look at this dirty country. I'm going to heaven. I came here, we flew into JFK, New York. So driving from the airport, JFK, to my uncle's house. This is in New Jersey. From New York to New Jersey. I was like,
Oh, you did New York to New Jersey. Oh.
yeah, I was like, wait.
Sorry. No, that's like a difference.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, this is
America.
This is America? Because no, when you drive through New York, you see there's some sections that is just dirty. There's homeless people. The river's like having all this pollution and stuff. I was like, man, okay. Maybe it's this side of America. I don't know. But maybe my uncle is cheap, living in the cheap side of America. So I just kept quiet. But this long story short is, I was amazed. I was shocked when I was driving. When I started driving, and I stopped at the red light, and a white man came to ask me for money.
Oh.
The beggars.
Yeah.
I was like, man. In Kenya, people think,
White people.
these are the gods. But here's a guy, a white man, coming to ask me for money, and I'm driving. He's not driving, which means I'm living in a nice house, and he's not living in a nice house. So I was like,
It makes no sense.
it makes no sense. I was like shocked. I went to my uncle. I just saw a white man asking me for money on the road. I was like, yeah, this is New York, New Jersey, they're everywhere.
Get used to it.
So that was my biggest one, amongst the other ones. But so yeah.
But that's when you realize, it's a good culture shock, but you realize that people are people wherever you are. It's not.
Everyone's
and
human.
Everyone's human, and that's one thing.
I just wish
that,
our people back home in Africa knew that.
But we don't see that.
But it's what the media
but they don't
portrays
see.
you.
They don't see us
You know.
like that either.
Because we didn't know until we came.
Yeah.
You have like this idealized version. You don't realize that a person is a person wherever they are. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you are in the United States, you're in Kenya, Congo, Uganda. You're a person. So the same struggle that you're gonna live in your place, yes, it may not be to the same scale, but you're still going to struggle.
Yeah.
And so that's a good culture shock that at the same time makes you think and realize that, hey, a person is a person.
Yeah, you just blame the media though. Like,
That is very true.
what you see on TV. It's like here, all I say about Africa is 25 cents. 25 cents all the time.
Hate,
So you know. And they ask you, like, in Kenya, do you guys drive? So I just make fun of the ignorance. I'm like, no, We walk there's no roads in Africa. We have no houses. It's just huts and we don't
Exactly,
drive.
yeah, like cow poo
Do
and-
you guys have TV
kids
and
used
like
to ask me
no?
if I had a pet lion. I was like, for sure.
And I'll call it over here too.
But some are innocently asking you these questions.
Yeah.
Like some
Yeah.
don't know. Like you don't see it. It's like me. If you tell me if I was living in Kenya and I was told, hey Eddie, there's white beggars in the US, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
And
No,
you know,
you
it's
don't
like
lie to
at
me.
first
No.
I used to get upset at like those questions that would like be so stupid. But then I feel like the more I grow up, the more I'm like, you know what? Like I'm glad you're asking.
Yeah.
Because I'm glad I get this opportunity to like educate you or like what life is like back home. Because
Not just
like
educate, but like properly educate.
exactly. Because it's like I mean like I feel like the solution to ignorance is not like being
Ignore
upset. Yeah, it's
Ignore it.
like sharing knowledge and
Yeah.
saying like actually like this is what life looks like back home and stuff like that. So
I like showing people pictures and they're like,
yeah. I always start with the nice ones. You know, the one on the beach.
the
And then
beaches,
after-
the hotel,
Yes, exactly.
the streets. Let them see all of that.
Exactly, and then after that, I try to show like, because Congo is very constructed. It's like riches and poverty, and so I try to show both. But yeah,
That's understandable.
And you know how people sometimes they don't want to show the poor parts of Africa because this is what the media always portrays.
yeah.
I always show it and I even post about it because I'm like, this is the life.
Yeah.
Like I tell them like this, it looks bad to you because you're not used to that life, you don't know that life. But I would tell you it is a good life because people are happy. They're with their family members. They're not working for a paycheck.
Shout
They
out to
have
J. Cole.
places to go.
Yeah.
Shout out to J. Cole because there's a song that he wrote that he said there are people, actually it was a live version of a song. He said that there are people who are happier in apartments, sleeping like 12 to a room, who are way happier and have like nosebleed seats, who are way happier up there than the people who are in the front row, people who have backstage passes. There are way more people who are like happy, like truly happy.
Yeah.
So I love J. Cole though. J. Cole, if you're
Jacob, if you're watching, 936.
I don't know what she did.
A lot of people are going to start calling themselves J. Cole.
My name is Jacob.
No. There's only one J. Cole. Don't ever mistake that. There's only one. And I know the real
There's
one.
Joe Cole, James Cole.
Jermaine Cole.
Jermaine Cole.
Anyway, so for me, my culture shock would be like meeting my peers and like hearing their stories and what they would do with their friends. Like I heard this one story. There was a couple of friends. They went and got their mom's car. Mind you, I'm probably like in middle school, high school, freshman year in high school. Hearing these stories, and I'm like, I'm even scared to go sit in the driver's seat, let alone go actually like turn it on and then change the gear. No. So I kept hearing all these stories. Oh yeah, we're gonna take a drive, my mom's car, we can use my mom's car, I always drive it. I'm like, you're like 12, 13 years old. What business do you have? And for me, like hearing that and somebody actually like invited me, I was just like, look, I like my life. I want to live a long, fulfilled life. So I'm not getting in the car with anybody.
You're not curious? Oh, cool.
Curiosity killed the cat. We talked about that in the last episode. I like adventures. I'm not that curious though. Okay, I like my safety more than my.
Man, this topic can go so many different
Yeah,
ways.
we'll do another video.
Yeah.
We'll do another
Because I
video.
feel like talking about pregnancies in high school. No, because this is something to actually talk about because it ties into the education system. How like the values and
I think
like
it
how
does.
people like kind of like the expectations they have on children here versus the expectations that are put on us back home. I kind of realized that back home children mature like mentally
a lot
faster. Because the expectations that are put on you are higher. Like basically you're expected to excel and be accomplished and do all these things. You have no time to be having sex, bruh.
Can I say this? Can I say this?
And just like smoking. Like
Can I say that?
pregnant, high school.
Pregnant, high school. Oh yeah, the system and how it works and all that. Skipping classes. I didn't know what was skipping classes until I came to America.
I never
that's
skipped
true.
What?
because I was always scared of my life.
Skipping
What?
classes.
I was scared of a teacher like coming. Like you hear those keys or you hear somebody walking. I was ready for a cane. I was in my mind.
It's like trauma.
Skipping classes, go to the bathroom.
Going to the bathroom. That's how people.
Hey, you have to ask the teacher permission there.
Just walk out the
Go
classroom.
to the bathroom.
Go to the bathroom.
Restroom?
No, you have to sit
you
there,
have
raise
to
your
raise
hand.
your hand.
Please, teacher, can I use the bathroom?
Hey, only.
Only the teacher says
Only
yes.
the teacher.
They don't do that here.
No.
They just stand up and go.
High
The
school.
kid just stands up.
honestly,
and
very
walks.
like-
That's it.
I didn't know that.
You know what the teacher's gonna tell you?
That honestly varies by school, though.
Okay. Maybe it
Thank
does
Okay,
vary by
see,
school.
how am I tell us?
See, but for me, like, for them getting up, like, the teacher would be like, oh, okay, I'll write you up. And then the kids are like, okay.
Sure.
Forget that.
Walk out.
When the bell rings, everybody's down.
Miss you. Hey.
In Kenya,
You can't.
when the bell rings,
Get
the
up.
teacher's still talking.
Get up if
Nobody's
you dare.
standing up.
Yeah.
I dare you to get up. Don't even,
We used to
don't even move
miss
a pencil.
the break period because the teacher, like science teacher, was still writing. And you know how we have the blackboards, like you know, the blackboards in the college.
And then you.
That's what we had.
of this couch.
The teacher used to write from one end to the
Yes.
other. Erase. Keep writing. And you just like,
And then you have to
Man,
copy.
you have to
you have to copy. There was no like picture. Oh, let me take a picture. Oh, let me take my No, you have to write it down.
Be like, wait, don't erase. I need to take a picture first.
yeah, no.
Yeah, no such
And
thing.
then they would come back. Like people, you just learned how to write fast, but write neatly because they would also check for
Yeah.
handwriting.
What about this?
Oh my God,
Cursive.
the life in Africa, you guys.
Writing in cursive.
cursive.
Yes. Were you guys taught how to? No.
We don't
No, we wrote in
stuff.
We know.
But
we
see,
wrote
you
cursive.
went to
We wrote in
school
cursive.
here.
I went to school in both, but I got taught how to learn to write in cursive in Kenya.
We know how to
Yeah.
write in cursive.
I
in
taught
Congo.
cursive in Congo.
Yeah.
Until I came here,
You
like I
learned
didn't
cursive,
know.
bro?
I taught myself how to do that, but I remember vividly. I was in primary 3, primary 3, and the teacher goes around. You know, as you're doing your notes, she's passing through with a ruler and checking for post handwriting, and it's like every time she should check every
I'll
time.
hide my hands.
You know,
I'll hide
because
my
I could
hands.
not just write the way she wanted me to write, and I just got fed up. Like I remember that day. She came to say, "Why do you write like this?" And I just looked at her and I said, "This is my handwriting. What do you want me to do about it?" She was shocked. She just never beat me again for handwriting. And then since then, I think it was the fear that they're going to come and check your handwriting that would make me write badly. But since then, after that day, like she stopped caning me, my handwriting improved.
So then, how were you writing then if it wasn't cursive?
We were just writing regularly.
regular,
But
yeah.
as long as it's
Like
legible and
cursive.
in the line.
Yes. No, it is called stick. It's stick. It's like the, you know.
No, because to me, I grew up writing cursive,
Yeah.
and I came here for college. So even when I came to college, I'm still writing cursive.
Yeah.
So
But I think it also
then
depends
back
on the
home,
schools.
Yeah, but back home when they were looking at your writing and it has to be neat, it was a writing cursive. So I'm just trying to
But
picture
we didn't
now
have like your line.
the line.
I think that was
Yeah.
it.
How would the
People
line-
used
Some
to
of the
write like
schools-
this.
Yeah, basically
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this.
that was
Right
me.
like that.
We
Yeah.
used to
Yeah.
write like this,
Yeah.
but
They used to.
bigger.
I didn't learn that until I came here.
Yeah. Now, if
That's
I
when
mean,
I
I don't
started
know if
doing
people
those
can
fancy
see this,
letters.
but like you know,
It's
we
just
used to
regular letters.
zoom in or something.
Like
you know?
computer.
Yeah, we used to write like the way the computer writes, but it had to be very legible and in the lines.
Yeah, we're gonna get there.